Hello everyone, your voice here and welcome to our channel Sanseviera 101. So for this episode, we're going to feature another inflorescence or flower bloom coming from the Sansevieria hybrid known as Kanlaon. By the way, Kanlaon was bred by Glance Ang and it is a Filipino hybrid. And I have provided a screenshot on the right side that just disappeared, which will tell you what date I took the first picture for the when I spotted the inflorescence for this particular Sanseviera hybrid. So again, the breeder of this plant is Glance Ang, and he named it Kanlaon in honor with one of the highest mountains here in the Philippines, which is Mount Kanlaon. So that's how he named the plant, and it is very similar to his other hybrid, which is Banahaw, also named after one of the mountains, Mount Banahaw, here in the Philippines. So I mentioned Banahaw because Kanlaon is very similar to what I am featuring right now, which is Kanlaon. However, the inflorescence of the flower stalk, especially the blooming stages, which I am showing you right now, is very different from what I have featured before for the inflorescence of the Sanseviera hybrid Banahaw of Glance Ang. What I'm showing you is his hybrid Kanlaon, and in a day-to-day basis, I would show you the pictures of how the inflorescence or flower stalk would progress from a very small flower bud. Then it will start to gain height, and I would start to grow flower tubes, as you can see here in this picture. The flower stalk has grown or has developed flower tubes in this stage, which is still the budding stages, because the flower tubes on it are still very short and they haven't bloomed yet. So that is why we're calling this the budding stages. And right now what I'm showing you is the flower stalk growing in height, and the flower tubes are beginning to grow in length as well. Later on, I will show you a different video wherein we will take measurements of the flower tube and how tall this flower stalk is. Right now, we're going to concentrate on the transformation of the inflorescence of this Sanseviera hybrid. So, I guess it has reached its maximum height, and as you can see, the flower tubes are starting to grow longer in a couple more days, because I'm taking pictures on a daily basis. You will see that the flower tubes would start to open up one at a time, or by groups. So I guess in a few more pictures you will see they will start to open up from the bottom part. Right now they're still in the budding stages, and now I'm showing you another screenshot of when I took this picture, wherein it started to open up its flower tube on the bottom part, and it is dated January 6th, 2024, and I think the first one was December 16, I think. We will check it out later. Alright, so we'll be back, folks, and I will show you another video clip wherein I will be taking measurements of this hybrid, and I'll be returning in a short while. Alright folks, so we're back, and I'm showing you a close-up of the inflorescence or the flower bloom of the Sanseviera hybrid named Kanlaon, and I'll move back a bit so you can see the whole flower stalk and the whole plant as well. Like I already mentioned, this is one of the hybrids of the breeder Glance Ang, and this is a Filipino hybrid. That's why he named this hybrid after one of the tallest mountains here in the Philippines, Mount Kanlaon. And this hybrid is also very similar to another hybrid which he named Banahaw, also named after one of the mountains here in the Philippines, Mount Banahaw. Banahaw and Kanlaon are very similar in form. They are fern type hybrid. Right now, what I am featuring for you is the inflorescence of Sansevieria hybrid uh, Kanlaon. We have already featured the inflorescence of Sansevieria hybrid Banahaw before. You can just check or type in Banahaw on the search tab of our Sansevieria 101 channel, and you will be able to find two videos for Sansevieria hybrid Banahaw, which is very similar to what I'm showing you right now. In fact, I have placed it on the other table so I can show you how very similar they are. This is again Sansevieria hybrid Banahaw. This already had inflorescence before, as what I'm showing you. This is a wilted part of the inflorescence. We'll just take it away, clean it up. This is what I mentioned, that is very similar to what we're featuring. In fact, it is also going to have inflorescence of its own, but we have already featured the inflorescence of this Sansevieria hybrid that is called Banahaw. I am just showing it to you because it is very similar in form and in appearance. However, if you have inflorescence of this Sansevieria hybrid, it is different from what I'm showing you or featuring you as of the current. So, going back, I said that we will take measurements for the purpose of recording the inflorescence, and it is very important data in the future for the future collectors or the future enthusiasts of Sansevierias, in case they are having problems with identifying a certain type of hybrids that are coming from the Philippines. So what you have to do is just check out the channel and type in the uh, Filipino hybrids that you want to know, and you'll be able to find information for them, and that's what I'm doing right now. So uh, I would suggest, or I would ask you guys or you folks to subscribe and help out the channel so that more and more people will be able to know about Sansevieria hybrids or Sansevieria species, be informed about the differences between them, so they could familiarize themselves as to how many types of Sansevierias there are, how many species, what are the species that are very famous, or uh, what are the hybrids that they are confused with. They can just visit the channel, and perhaps the channel can help them out. So uh, please do subscribe and like the channel, folks. It will help people in the future, and it would help me as well create new videos for you. So going back, this is how Kanlaon looks like. For someone like me, I don't really need inflorescence, because what I do is I would check out the pattern. You see the longitudinal lines that are on them. You can see that there are longitudinal lines present. So I don't really need inflorescence to prove that I can identify them, because that longitudinal line is very thick compared to the longitudinal line that you will find on the other hybrids of Glens Ang. So that's how I would usually identify Sansevieria hybrids and Sansevieria species as well, if I don't have inflorescence to identify them, or to prove that they are which species they belong to. So usually I would just look at the longitudinal lines in the pattern, and I would be able to figure out what I'm dealing with. But for those who really need the inflorescence to figure out what Sansevierias they have, then I have done and uploaded most Sansevierias that bloom for me, and this is one of them. And what we're going to do to make the content useful is that we will take measurements, so in the future people will have references in case they get their hands on Filipino hybrids or any hybrids that I have uploaded on the channel so far. So usually I would measure the flower tubes that is on the middle part, because those are the ones that are average in size. So this one would be at 21.8 millimeters. The one on top is a bit shorter, so from 21 it is just 18.5 of an inch. So let me just list that down. 21 and then 18. As I make the videos, I'm also learning and I'm also taking notes so that I can make records of them, and I can figure out on my own which hybrid or species I deal with. So that's one of the important measurements. You measure the flower tubes of the inflorescence of the Sansevieria, so that later on you have records or references to show, to prove that which type of hybrids they are or what type of species there are. So next would be, we will measure the flower stalk. I have my 24-inch ruler. You see that it's at the end part, it's 24 from the 1-inch mark. So we'll do it as such, and if it's kind of bending, but I think it is around 12 inches for the flower stalk height of Sansevieria hybrid Kanlaon. So there you go, we're done with taking measurements of the flower tube and this flower stalk. The peduncle, or the flower stem, or flower stalk that where the flower tubes and the flowers are attached to, they're called peduncle, or you can just call them flower stalk. This is the one, peduncle. In botanical terms, it is green in color. So again, I have shown you the pattern. The longitudinal lines on Kanlaon is a bit thicker compared to the longitudinal lines that are found on Banahaw. So it is a difference between a ball pen and a thick or a fine point marker. All right, so there you go. Maybe we can measure the leaf length of Kanlaon. I'll just use this ruler. It's very challenging to measure fern types. So I'm measuring here from that tip. It's 6 inches. Kanlaon, like I said, they're very similar. So there you go. Very similar even in leaf length. So leaf length would be around 5 to 7 inches. Same with the Sansevieria hybrid Banahaw of Glansang. Kanlaon is also 6 to 7 inches in leaf length. For the width of the leaf, they are narrow leaf hybrid. So there you go. As you can see, it wouldn't reach an inch. I would say it's 0.5 of an inch. Very similar even with the one that I'm comparing it to, which is the Sansevieria hybrid Banahaw. Alright, so folks, I think we're done. If you have any questions or suggestions, don't be shy and leave a comment below on this content. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to, or inquiries, I'll be happy to answer them for you if you have some. And then please don't forget again to like and subscribe to the channel. It would help people in the future to identify their Sansevierias, and it will also help me greatly to provide you with more content in the future about Sansevieria hybrids, Sansevieria species, or mutations that you are confused about. All right, so I think this is it for this content, folks. I hope you have a great time, and thank you for watching the channel.